Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope that the glare from the light in my glasses is not too bad because I can't actually see it. But I come to you today to tell you about a few things. So why did you tune into my channel? I want you to know who I am, right? So I'm going to give you a short story about who I am and where I come from. So basically, I've been working in psychiatry and drug addictions for 25 years, or maybe a little more than that. I've also been a student of yoga for 25 years and also teaching yoga as an instructor, um, and pretty much helping people um, in many ways. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. And if you want to know more about that, write in the comments and I'll tell you more about it. Um, so I'm not religious. I respect anyone's religion because everyone has a right to believe in whatever they believe. So in my years of helping people, which is quite a lot, right? I've been helping people for a long time. I can tell you that one thing doesn't work for everybody. And if we want to touch on something that's more real, is diets, right? You have all these diets out there, and now they even have a freaking Ozempic and all this stuff that people, all the drugs, basically drugs, right? But at the end of the day, they don't work. People gain back the weight um, because you can't do things rapidly to the body. The body has to go through a process of change, just like life changes, just like the seasons change. And the seasons is a very good example of change. So right now, I'm in northeast eastern part of America, and here we're about to enter into spring. So it's been gray and gloomy and snowy and cold and rainy, right? And now it starts to go into sunshine, rain, and warmth. And that's a beautiful thing. But the nature part that's teaching us change is how the trees and the plants all of a sudden kind of wake up from their winter slumber, if you want to call it, and they basically start sprouting new leaves, growing, and you start to see what appears to be life coming out of them again, like showing life, right? Because they look like they've been dead all through the winter because there's no leaves. They just look all dried up, right? But now we get to see the flowers blooming, the trees start to grow leaves again, and pretty soon everything will be nice and green and luscious green, which is more pleasing to the eyes, right? It makes us feel better because we get to go outside without a lot of clothes on, without having to feel cold and uncomfortable, and we feel the sun, right? Because also there's been this sun phobia that the sun is not good for you. It's not good for your skin. Listen, the sun has been here for so long. If it wasn't for the sun, we wouldn't exist because the planet would be dark, cold, and ice. So, you can't believe everything that you hear and half of what you see, right? And that might be cliche, but it's the truth. You really need to pay attention to things, and you have to research for yourself. What do you believe is true? What do you think is true? And I go into teaching yoga, I go into teaching meditation, and helping people with their problems, their life problems. Um, I help people to change, right? On this channel, I have a lot of different things, more motivational, more um, positive vibe stuff, because it's tough times right now. You know, the economy's tough. You know, food prices are outrageous, right? And, you know, politics, government, all that stuff, stock market, all that stuff is right now being pretty crazy, right? So I want you to not focus so much on that stuff. Yes, you have to buy food. Yes, you have to have money to to live, right? To have staples. But don't sit and consume in front of a television, on your phone, or whatever form of media you use. Don't consume too much of it. You know, take it with a grain of salt. Like just take in a little bit, and you know, I actually just turn it on to to get a weather forecast. And you know what happens? I end up getting bombarded by these American pharmaceutical companies have taken over the television pushing drugs on people. You know, and like it's okay. You know, oh, your knee hurts? Yeah, take this medication. You know, it's gonna make your liver bleed, and you might bleed through your eyes, and you might die. But it's okay for you to go buy that medication. So that's that being said, it's just too much information that is incorrect and it's been given to us for so long that we don't really pay attention to it, right? It's called conditioning. So in yoga, we teach about conditioning, right? We've been conditioning, or we've been conditioned since we were small children. And I'll give you an example. If you put kids of any color together and they're very young, I'm gonna say under 7 years old, they will play with each other without asking questions, without looking at skin color, without listening to accents, how the other kids speak. They will just play because they don't have malice. They haven't been conditioned. But as we get conditioned, it's like we start to look at people's colors, we start to listen to how they speak, and right away it's like they program us to judge and to separate. Absolutely separation. Divide and conquer, right? So that's the conditioning process. It starts at a young age, the education system. I can only speak about the American education system. Also conditions you into that stuff. But in yoga, we practice unconditioning. So we go back to ourselves and try to learn how can we change? How can we be more connected to the source, to the earth? How can we be more grateful? One of the favorite things that I live by is that wherever you go, leave the place better than you found it. And I could give you examples. I will. I'll give you an example. I went to a beach. There was stuff floating in the water, plastics. I pick up the plastic, I take it out, I put it by where I'm sitting on the sand, and put it in a bag and throw it out the garbage, right? On the way out. Did I do that so people could watch me? No. I mean, I do hope that people saw it and they copy that, but it wasn't my thoughts about who's watching, what people think. No, I'm doing the earth a favor because the earth has allowed us to live here, right? The ocean, you know, the air we breathe, that's all the earth, right? So yeah, the sun is a part of that as well. So cleaning it up is just the right thing to do, right? So get out, get some sun, get some exercise, get around people that make you feel good, right? And I don't mean people that make you feel good if you go to drink and because you're using alcohol, that you feel better and you feel good. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying go do things with people who are not using alcohol as a way to feel better, but that go and do natural things. I mean, go do things naturally without having any kind of mood altering substance in their body. So, example, like they go hiking, they go dancing, they go, I don't know, fishing, play a sport, skiing, whatever it is. Go and spend time with people that you know are healthy for you, right? And always remember that you're an individual. You cannot try to be like anyone else, right? You can copy things that people are doing to be better, but you cannot be that person. We're individuals, right? I can't be you and you can't be me. It's just won't happen, not possible, forget about it, right? But we can learn from each other things to better ourselves, right? And it could be little simple things. You saw me go into the water for a regular swim in the ocean, and you see me picking up plastic and bringing it out and putting it in a garbage bag for me to throw out when I leave the beach. If you do the same, you learn something from me. And yeah, that's minute, but still, the point is you learn from other people to do the right things, right? So this is what I do. I basically help people to see life differently, to change. Of course, I've dealt with people's problems with their addictive behaviors, um, their depression, right? And I'll tell you, if you do have depression, one thing, and this is from personal experience, even though I don't suffer from depression, um, that I know works, that I know has an effect on me, so I know it will have an effect on someone like you that might be suffering from depression, is cold showers. When you're feeling down, when you're feeling really depressed, and please, I'm not, as a disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional trying to tell you what to do with your life. I'm not in any way telling you that you have to go do this. I'm just sharing my experience and why I think that it will help somebody, right? Again, my opinion, right? So my recommendation, right, is that, like how I started. I went in, I turned the water to a comfortable temperature, and little by little, little by little, little by little, I turned it to where it felt cold. And I was able to tolerate it. The first time it was just like quick and got out. It was too cold to handle. But now I go in and I go from 3 to 5 minutes after I wake up without the warming up of the water, just straight cold water. It's shocking, right? But what it does is it gives me a euphoria. I could feel this good feeling. Sometimes I even laugh. So, yeah, things like that. So I just wanted to share that with you, and maybe someone could try it and hopefully it will help them. But aside from that, if you need some spiritual therapist, just write me in the comments. Let me know, what your struggles are, how I can help you. Of course, I'm not going to send you money, so don't ask me for money, right? I'm on YouTube. What are you talking about? I send you money. What I look like? I'm not related to Trump or the Rockefeller, so, not to do that. But what I mean on a serious note, it's just like if there's stuff that you want to talk about that you might be able to change, or that I might be able to give you insight into changing, feel free. And with that, I leave you until the next video. Don't forget to hit the like button if you got something out of this. And if you like my story, and there will be more videos coming, tell me you like them, write me in the comments, and tell me if you want me to keep making these videos. Until the next one, stay healthy.